Right, so welcome to your January rest and restore session. For those of you that are new, this is a monthly relaxation session that I run every month where we cover simple breath work, relaxation, and meditation techniques. And it's really designed to teach you simple tools and techniques that you can take away and use yourself. So, most of us are living in a high alert state most of the time, which means our minds are looking for risks, looking for threats, looking to solve problems. We are not living in a relaxed state as often as we should be. And in the one-to-one sessions and the workshops that I run for anybody that's been or taken part in any of them, I am constantly saying that every day we need to find time to let the daily stresses of the day that have accumulated in our bodies and our minds, we need to let them go. If we don't and we let them build and build and build, they often result in unwanted symptoms, which is our bodies and our minds crying out for that much needed rest and relaxation. So, the key reason that I offer and share these classes is really one for you to enjoy the session as we are having it now, but most importantly, for you to take away simple techniques that you can use yourself at home to move into a more relaxed state more of the time. So before we get into this evening's breathwork practices, and we're going to do a lovely visualization as well, I'm going to ask you, as always, just to grab a pen and a piece of paper or your notebook, and we're going to just do a couple of exercises that help to clear and focus the mind before we move into our breathwork session. So before we do that, just make sure that you're in a comfortable position and ideally that you're seated upright with your spine straight. And just notice where you may need to release any tension in your body, any stretches that you may want to do. You may want to just stretch out your arms and legs. You may want to stretch out your neck, roll your shoulders back, just anything that feels comfortable for you. And then just take in 3 deep breaths. Just getting yourself into a comfortable position where you feel grounded and you feel as though you are in a safe space. And the first thing that I'm going to ask you to do this evening is just for 1 minute, I'm going to ask you to write down on your piece of paper or in your notebook everything that is on your mind right now as I ask you the question. So I'm going to give you 1 minute and I want you to write down all of the thoughts, anything that's passing through your mind right now, just to give us a chance, an opportunity to clear our minds before we move into the practice. So don't worry about the time. I'll let you know when it's up, but just note down without filtering what is on your mind right now. What thoughts are there for you? And as I mentioned, try not to filter, try to literally write down what you're thinking as you're thinking it. Often we can think something and we kind of change how we write it down. So just literally write down the thoughts that are passing through. And then once you feel as though you have got everything, maybe not everything, but most of the thoughts out of your head, I want you to note down your intention for the session. So how would you like to feel at the end of this session? What's your intention? What's your reason for taking part in the session this evening? And then write down what word best describes how you are feeling in this moment right now. What emotion is coming up for you? What word comes up when I ask you, how are you feeling right now in this moment? And then if I were to ask you a word that resonates for the year ahead, so obviously this is the first session of 2025, how do you want to feel in 2025? And again, try not to overthink it. Just note down your initial response when I ask the question, how do you want to feel in 2025? And then when you feel as though you've answered those questions, put your pen and paper down and we'll move into our breathwork practices. So again, just check in that you're comfortable and just sitting up straight as best as you can. I invite you to close your eyes if you feel comfortable to do so. And we're just going to check in first of all. So let's just really notice what is happening with our breath. So focusing on your natural breathing first of all. Are you predominantly breathing through your nose or through your mouth or a mixture? Just take notice. How are you breathing? Are you breathing from your chest or are you taking deep breaths that start from your diaphragm? And there's no right or wrong, we are just noticing and checking in. Is your breath shallow or is it deep, as we mentioned, taking those deep breaths from the diaphragm, or actually as you start the practice, does it feel more shallow? Are you breathing slow or are you breathing fast? Just taking notice, just checking in. And just notice, how does your energy feel as you start this practice? If you were to describe how your energy feels, does it feel calm? Does it feel scatty? Does it feel unbalanced? Does it feel peaceful? How does your energy feel right now? And then we're just going to start with some really simple breathing where we're breathing equal breaths. So breathing in for a count of 4 and breathing out for a count of 4, just to center ourselves first of all. So first of all, just taking a breath in and a deep breath out. And then let's just do 5 rounds of equal breathing where we're breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. And then just 2 more rounds in your own time with your own breath rhythm. In for 4 and out for 4. And then when you're ready, just returning to your normal breathing pattern. And then this time we're going to practice a short hold of our breath just to really relax and center ourselves. So we're going to simply breathe in, breathe out, and then pinch our nostrils, hold our nose for 5 seconds. So we take a deep breath in, deep breath out, and then we hold for 5 seconds. And then just take 2 or 3 normal breaths in and out. And then let's do that again. So we're breathing in and we're breathing out and we're pinching our nostrils and we're holding for 5 seconds. And then we're returning to a couple of normal breaths. And we're going to do this for 5 times. We're going to do this 5 times, in total. And just by adding in a gentle breath hold, it signals to our bodies and to our minds that it's time to relax. So we'll do that again. We'll breathe in and we'll breathe out and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 2 normal breaths in and out. And on your 3rd breath, we breathe in, we breathe out, and we hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in normally for 2 breaths. And then one final time, breathing in, breathing out, and holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing normally again. And just noticing how you feel. So has anything shifted? And it may have or it may not have. But just take notice now of your mind and of your body. And just pay attention. What's happening? What sensations are arising, if any? What niggles are there, if any? Just notice them. And then we're just going to do a couple of or 3 rounds of breathing in for 4 and out for a count of 8. Again, another signal to our bodies and our minds that it's time to relax. So we're breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And one more time, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And just returning to normal breathing. And then one final breath practice before we move into our visualization is I'm just going to ask you to gently place your tongue on the roof of your mouth and just to take a normal breath in through the nose and out through the nose if you can, whilst keeping your tongue at the roof of your mouth throughout. And we're just going to take 10 breaths in this position. So keeping your tongue at the roof of your mouth, breathing in for 1 and out for 1, in for 2, out for 2, in 3, out 3, in 4, out 4, in 5, out 5, in 6, and out 6, in 7, and out, in 8, and out, 9, and out, and 10, and release. And just taking 2 normal breaths in and out. And again, just noticing, has anything shifted? What can you feel in your body, in your mind? And again, there's no right or wrong. We are just simply paying attention and noticing to what is happening within. And then just releasing any focus, any attention on your breath, just simply allowing your breath to become automatic again with no conscious effort either way. I invite you, if you haven't done so already, and hopefully you have, but with your eyes closed, bring to the front of your mind the intention that you wrote down for the year ahead, or the feeling or the word that you wrote down for the year ahead. What came to mind when I asked you how you want to feel this year? And just keep this at the front of your mind. And I want you to fast forward to January 2026. So we're fast forwarding 12 months. It was a quick year. We're there already. And I want you to imagine that how you wanted to feel is exactly how you do feel. And I want you to really try and feel what you wanted to feel. Have you felt like that before? And think of a time when you have felt like that before. So whatever the feeling may be, when did you last feel like that? Or what is your strongest experience of feeling like that? So bringing that memory, that experience to mind and really trying to feel that emotion as strongly as you can. And then thinking of January 2026 and you feeling how you wanted to feel, we're just going to check in with our senses. So, what can you see in January 2026? So, what is around you visually as you feel the way you wanted to feel? Try and picture a snapshot of where you are and what you can see. And then what you can hear. Again, where are you? What environment are you in? What can you hear? What's around you? And are there any smells that are around you? Are you outside or inside? Are there any smells that you'd like to smell? Your favourite smell? Flowers, freshly cut grass, food, anything that comes to mind. And thinking of food and taste, what are you eating and what are you drinking when you feel the way that you want to feel? How is that for you in your life? What can you taste? And what can you feel physically in terms of your sense of touch? So, whether it's the clothes on your skin, the feeling of water, the feeling of air, the elements, wind, warmth, cold, your physical sense of touch, and how that links into how you really want to feel. And then aiming to bring that all together. So all of those senses together, interlinking and supporting you to feel how you want to feel, and come back in your mind's eye to the way you wanted to feel. Keep your mind focused on it. Keep your body focused on the senses and the feelings that it brings up in you. And knowing that you may not be in complete control of how your year is going to go. None of us are in complete control. Life happens. We are thrown many curveballs. But knowing that setting the intention is always the start of successfully creating what we want to achieve and how we want to feel. The starting point is always gaining the awareness, noticing what is happening, knowing where we're starting from, and being clear on where we want to get to. And so I invite you now to think of a simple sentence, phrase, word, affirmation, whatever works for you. Just something that you can hold on to throughout the year or even the month ahead, if that feels easier, that reminds you of how it is that you do want to feel, and perhaps especially when you don't feel that way. A simple phrase, word, affirmation that you've created as a reminder of how you want to live this year. And just maybe repeat that 2 or 3 times to yourself, internally or out loud, whatever works best for you. And then releasing all of that. So releasing the senses, the feeling, the intentions, letting it all go. And coming back to where we are now, which is January 2025. And perhaps just stretching out again. So just inviting a little bit of movement, moving our fingers, our toes, just inviting some gentle movement. Stretching anything out that needs to be stretched out, releasing anything that is niggling, that is calling for a little bit of attention. And just perhaps gently massaging the face, just tapping and massaging whatever feels good for you. Just inviting yourself to gently awaken in a calm and gentle way. Maybe even just tapping the head, maybe rubbing your ears very gently. Just anything that invites a gentle awakening. And then rubbing your hands together. And again, just inviting some warmth into your hands. And placing the palms of your hands over your eyes. And just moving your hands down so that your fingers are in front of your eyes. And just gently opening your eyes whenever feels good for you. And gently letting the light back in. And again, just before we finish, just taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And placing your hand on your heart if that feels comfortable for you to do so. Finally noticing how you feel. I hope you feel calm and relaxed, and I will leave you to enjoy your evening. Thank you very much for joining us. I will share the recording. I have remembered to record the class this evening. I'll share it with you in a note tomorrow. Apart from that, have a lovely evening, and I will see you soon. Thank you all.